There are many people in this world who depend on being able to control your mind and emotions. Once you learn to control your own mind, your emotions, and your feelings, you become very dangerous in their eyes because they can no longer control you. To master the universe, firstly master your own mind. Welcome to the Fact Check channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Understanding how to control your mind begins with realizing that you are in full control of your state. Since your mind, body and emotions are interconnected, you can use mind-body techniques to bring greater cognizance to your thinking, which in turn influences your feelings. When you don't have control of your mind, your thoughts and emotions can run amok. You might find yourself ruminating on things a lot, constantly doubting yourself, or having trouble dealing with your emotions. It doesn't have to be that way though. You can take control of your mind and replace out-of-control negative thoughts with positive, accurate ones. Over time, you'll start to feel happier, more balanced, and in control of your feelings and sense of self. 1. Thinking differently. Avoid rumination. You may find yourself thinking about something negative, even when you really don't want to. There are a number of tricks you can use to control your mind and stop ruminating. Think about the worst-case scenario. Although this seems counterintuitive and like it would just lead to even more ruminating, when you think about the worst-case scenario, and then think about whether you would be able to handle it, you'll likely find that you can imagine yourself handling the situation, and this can help decrease your worry. Schedule time for yourself to worry. By setting aside time to think about your problem, you can rest assured that it will get the attention it, maybe, needs. This can help you stop thinking excessively about your problem when you don't want to. Go for a walk. Getting out and about can get your mind off of your worries, either simply because of the exercise itself or because you will be taking in new information, sights, sounds, smells, which can help your mind wander to other, less distressing things. Believe in yourself and that you can change. If you don't believe that you can change, you're not going to try nearly as hard as if you believe success is possible. So, make sure that you're using positive thinking to face your problem. Try to keep in mind that you can change the way you think, that you can improve. Renounce old habits in favor of a more effective lifestyle. Your subconscious mind, where all your habits are recorded, is a comfort zone that provides the feeling of familiarity, safety, and confidence. You can do the same things every day, tread the same routes, undertaking no risks. But what about your bold dreams and ambitious plans? To make some great things happen, as well as grow and develop as a person, you have to leave this comfort zone and undertake some risks in the pursuit of a better tomorrow. Studies show that individuals adopting this growth mindset are more likely to make desired improvements than those who view their traits and skills as fixed and unchangeable. Reappraise what you are struggling to control. Try changing how you look at the thing you are struggling to control. For example, if a part of your mind really wants to have wine but you are trying to stop drinking, try imagining the wine as poison. Imagine it going all through your body, infecting your cells and organs. Studies show that having individuals mentally transform, reappraise, desirable things into less desirable things facilitates their self-control efforts to avoid the desirable thing. 3. To do this, really try vividly imagining and playing along with the idea that the object you wish to avoid has changed its properties. Be optimistic about your abilities. You might think that being accurate about your ability to control yourself is key. However, studies show that being overly optimistic about your ability to control your behavior can help give you even more self-control. To be optimistic, try telling yourself that you will succeed and control your mind over and over again, even if in the moment you don't believe so. Try also to remind yourself of times where you successfully controlled your mind as intended. Reflect only on these successes and not on any self-control failures you might have had. Avoid personalization. This is a thought trap where you take personal responsibility for things that are out of your control. For example, if your daughter fell down at school, you might say, "It is my fault that she fell," when in reality the situation was entirely out of your control. 5. To avoid personalization, try to think carefully and logically about events that you are personalizing. It can help to ask yourself some questions. For example, you might ask yourself, what could I actually have done to stop my daughter from falling down, given that I wasn't at school with her? Stop overgeneralizing. Overgeneralizing means taking a single occurrence of a negative experience and projecting it onto other experiences or to your predictions about how the future will be. For example, someone who overgeneralizes might say, I had a difficult childhood, so my life is going to be difficult forever. To stop overgeneralizing, you might, 4. Take it upon yourself to change your own future through hard work and persistence. For example, if you had a difficult childhood and think your life is going to be difficult forever, you might identify ways in which you want your life to improve, and work to improve them. Continuing the example, perhaps you want more meaningful relationships and a better job. You might research ways to obtain those things and then set goals for yourself in those domains to accomplish. Avoid catastrophizing. This is a negative thought trap wherein the person blows things out of proportion. For example, someone who is catastrophizing after failing a test might say, my life is ruined, I'll never get a good job now. 7/ref. To stop catastrophizing, work on thinking more positively. You can also ask yourself questions that employ logic and reason. For example, someone who failed a test and thinks his life is ruined because he will never get a good job might ask himself, do I know anyone who has failed a test yet still gotten a good job and or seems happy? If I was hiring someone, would I make my entire decision based on that person's grade in a single class? Stop jumping to conclusions. This is a thought trap that involves thinking certain things without any evidence to back those thoughts up. 6. For example, someone who jumps to conclusions might think that a person doesn't like him without any evidence supporting that assertion. To stop jumping to conclusions, you can pause and think more before reaching judgments. It can help to ask yourself questions about the thought. For example, you can ask yourself if you really know that the thought you are having is true. You can also ask yourself to identify specific pieces of evidence that would suggest that the thought is true. Using the prior example, someone who thinks a person doesn't like him might ask himself to identify particular conversations with that person that provide evidence for the claim. 2. Forming good habits. Create a plan for your life. If you have a clear path for what you want in life, you may be less likely to be swayed by temptations that will hurt you in the long run. Write down the major things you want out of life. Is it a good career? Having a family of your own one day? Becoming financially wealthy? 8. You don't have to lay out very detailed steps for achieving these goals as part of this exercise. Instead, remember to keep your overarching goals in mind so you stay on track in your life. To form personal goals, it is important not to set the bar too high or else you will fail, and this can kill your motivation. Smile, even if you don't feel like it. Negative feelings can reduce self-control and make it more difficult for you to control your mind. 9. One way to counteract negative feelings is, simply, to smile. Although the idea that feeling happy causes you to smile is more intuitive, the facial feedback hypothesis suggests that smiling can actually cause you to feel happiness. Spend time or money on others. Research shows that spending on others can increase happiness and well-being. Happiness and well-being can increase your self-image and reduce negative feelings that make self-control more difficult. Exactly how you spend your time or money on others isn't that important. What matters is that you and those you are helping find it valuable. Create obstacles for yourself. One way to control your mind is to make it more difficult for it to get what it wants. This extra effort will make it so that part of your mind is less likely to win out and influence your behavior. For example, if you want to control the part of your mind that wants to watch TV when a part of you wants to cut down on your TV watching time, you could put your remote control in a difficult-to-reach spot. Reward your successful self-control efforts. When you successfully control your mind, reward yourself so that you are more likely to continue to do so in the future. For example, say you really didn't feel like exercising but you forced yourself to do it anyways. Reward yourself with a piece of chocolate or with an episode of your favorite TV show. Be careful not to make the reward too excessive, or you may find yourself out of control and back to square one where you started. For example, if your goal is to lose weight and you controlled your mind and exercised when you didn't feel like it, don't eat several chocolates or you will just lose the progress that you made. Punish unsuccessful self-control efforts. Just like rewarding successes can aid in future self-control, punishing yourself for self-control failures can aid in future self-control as well. In fact, studies show that the threat of punishments can lead people to exert more self-control. To ensure the punishment's effectiveness, place it in the hands of a family member, friend, or partner and tell them to dish it out if you fail to exert the self-control you desired. For example, they could hide your dessert and, at the end of the day, if you fail to achieve your self-control goals, they could withhold that dessert from you. Reduce stress. The mind and body are deeply connected. The mind can make the body stressed, and physiological stress in the body can lead the mind to feel stressed. When people are stressed, they exert self-control to deal with those stressors and often have reduced self-control afterwards. As such, it is important to reduce stress to conserve self-control energy. There are a number of ways to reduce stress with evidence showing they work to some degree. Try relaxation techniques such as deep abdominal breathing, which involves breathing in deeply and holding your breath for a few seconds, then slowly exhaling over the course of several seconds. You may also try focusing your mind on a single soothing word, such as calm or peace. Get some exercise, which will help you to breathe deeply and relax your tense muscles. Talk to friends and family, since social support can act as a buffer against stress. Mind control is a skill you can develop to gain self-awareness and maintain balanced thoughts that positively influence your mental and emotional health, physical health, and even relationships. For those who have ever struggled with overthinking, worry, stress, depression, or anxiety, mind control is a great skill to develop and integrate into your life. In fact, by intentionally engaging your mind in a new way of thinking, you can rewire your brain. What are the benefits of mind control? Mind control affects our overall well-being and physical health because your mind, body, and emotions are inextricably connected. Put simply, how you think influences how you feel emotionally, and how you feel produces chemicals in your brain that affect your physical body. What is the negative impact of unwanted thoughts? The negative impact of unwanted thoughts harms our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. The reality of our mind-body connection means that our unwanted thoughts could be more than just a distraction, they could influence our overall health. A lack of mind control and negative, unwanted thoughts may cause increased stress and anxiety, depression, overthinking/rumination, low self-esteem, poor decisions, reduced coping capacity, weak relationships, lack of focus, increased reactivity, anger/dissatisfaction. Map your emotions. Your emotions impact your body in various ways. Your feelings can also help you determine the root cause of what's happening in your body and what to do next. Using tools like Plutchik's Wheel of Emotions and others can help you gain self-awareness by determining the core emotion you're feeling, and recognizing the emotions of others. For example, you may say, "I feel out of control." When you look at an emotions wheel, you can see that your feelings link to the core emotion of fear. Knowing that, at the core, you might be afraid, you can ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Identifying and naming your emotions more easily helps you better understand yourself and your thoughts and communicate with others. Let's look at the daily routines that can help you manage your brain. Morning. Spend 30 minutes in meditation before beginning the day. Try alternating meditation and exercise each day, or if you have time, do both. Meetings. Block your meetings for 45 minutes instead of an hour. Give yourself 15 minutes at the end of each meeting to take a walk and let your subconscious process your thoughts. Lunch. Completely disconnect from work during lunch. This is an excellent boundary practice. Take this time to eat and do an activity you love, play a game, chat with a friend, or take a walk. Afternoon break. Set aside 20 to 30 minutes mid-afternoon to step away from the hassle of the day and recalibrate. Take this time to journal, meditate, read, or do something creative. End of your day. Spend time with a partner or friend disconnected from work and errands, even if it's just for 20 minutes. Share your highs and lows of the day and check in. If you cannot connect with someone, spend this time in your gratitude journal. Limit your exposure to negativity. Terms like doom scrolling and headline anxiety are becoming more common as people have more access to news and events than ever before. Though we're more connected than ever, extensive exposure to negativity can negatively impact your mental health, including increased depression and anxiety. It can also affect your coping capacity and reduce your resilience. Some easy ways to limit your exposure include turning notifications off on your phone, limiting your time to 30 minutes a day looking at the news, reducing your social media check-ins to 3 to 5 times a day at a max of 10 minutes at a time. Carrying a book with you to read for those idle moments when you'd be tempted to check your phone. To summarize, take note of these practical mind control takeaways. Ask yourself, what's the best that could happen? Reframe your thoughts with positive visualization. Filter your thoughts with the 6 in 6 rule. Ask yourself if you'll still be worried about this 6 months from now. Flip the script on your younger self. Put up a childhood photo in the bathroom and speak kindly to yourself. Take a 5-minute breather. Breaks give you energy and help you stay productive. Be mindful of your triggers. Practice mindfulness to be aware of what's happening in your body in different situations. Keep a gratitude journal. Express what you're grateful for to improve positive thinking. Rewire your brain with goal setting. Setting your mind on a vision for possibility is a great motivator. Choose a mantra. Add intention to your day, week, or month with a positive mindset. Budget your values. Let your values help you make better decisions. Enjoy a positive distraction. In the weight of stress, a positive distraction is a helpful medicine. Include meditation in your routine. Centering your mind is a great way to rewire your brain for more happiness. Use your senses. Getting grounded by paying attention to your 5 senses is a helpful exercise to add to your meditation practice. Break up your routine. Get out of autopilot and re-engage your mind with a new pattern. Apply the true, helpful, kind method. Filter your thoughts with the questions: is it true? Is it helpful? Is it kind? Map your emotions. Use an emotions wheel to help you identify and name your feelings. Express your thoughts and feelings. Grab a journal, or chat with a trusted friend or therapist to unbottle your emotions. Exert energy. Exercise is not just good for the body. It's also good for the mind. Limit your exposure to trauma and negativity. Overexposure to traumatic events in the news might harm your mental health. Schedule life-giving activities in your week. Put something on the calendar that you can look forward to. Participate in an act of kindness. Engaging and even witnessing acts of kindness create a positive chemical reaction in your brain. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned something about mind control.